Welcome to another exciting episode of Learn Chinese with Rocky. And now, let's welcome our host, Rocky Graciano.
大家好，我是 Rocky 老师和朋友。Thank you very much for joining me today. Today, we're going to be learning some math and math characters and doing math in Chinese. My goal in making these videos is to take the mystery and the misery out of learning Chinese. We're going to be learning 4 basic math characters today. Our first character is the character Jia, which is a first tone character. And our next character is Jian, which is a third tone character, which means that it is a falling tone and rising tone. Our third character is Chun, which is a second tone character, meaning that it is basically a rising tone. And our fourth character we will be looking at is Chui. It's actually 2 characters and it means divide by. Okay, it means divide by. So we're going to be doing some math of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and good old-fashioned division. Before we get started, I want to give you some extra credit, and the extra credit is an extra credit character right here. And that extra credit character is the Danyu character. Now, you might notice and you might see that in fact this character seems to be a very complicated character, and you know what? It is. To me, it's not only very complicated, but it's actually a very beautiful character to look at, and it's a beautiful character and a challenging character to write. So let's look. Whenever you have a big problem, I'm going to give you some math advice. Whenever you have a big problem like this, and it is a complicated character, the best way to solve a complicated problem is to break it down into pieces. So for instance, we're going to look at these characters here at the top, and then we're going to do the center part, and then we're going to look at this part over here, which is kind of looks like a T, and then we're going to do the finishing stroke part. Okay, so you solve basically a problem stroke by stroke, one piece at a time. So let's start. 我们开始. Let's start on our lesson today. Let's look at the Dun character. Our strokes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's look at the center part, and I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so we can see my strokes on the telestrator. I kind of like that telestrator. Now let's look at the horizontal from left to right. That's better. And then we're going to go from top to bottom, and then we're going to go from left to right. Okay, that completes our center. Now let's look at our next part. We're going to go from left to right, top to bottom, do a little bit to the left side, and our finishing stroke. Okay, there's our finishing stroke. Let's look at the right side character. We're going to go from left to right, and from top to bottom, swinging a little bit to the left. That's our character Danyu, which means equal or equivalent to. Now let's look at our actual first math character, which is Jia, which means to add. And let's look at the stroke order for that. First, we're going to go from left to right, but then keep it down, and then slightly to the left, from top to bottom. Now we're going to go from center. We're going to go establish from top to bottom, and then from left to right, keep it down. That's our next stroke. And then we'll finish our stroke, and that's Jia. Now I'm going to give you an addition problem to solve. Our problem is, what is 3 plus 2? Shema. And let's use Jia to solve this problem. 三加二等于五. What is our answer? 五. Sure. It's 5. Now let's look at our next character, which is the Jian character. And let's look at the stroke order. This character's like I said, it's so beautiful. I just love all of these characters that I'm showing you. On this side, as you can see, it looks like a tree. It's a tree branch. So let's look at the tree and draw the tree first. It is on the left side. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Keep it down, up. Finish that up. So that's 3. Next, we're gonna go to do our center stroke. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? 12 strokes for that. For our Jin character. Now I'm going to give you a subtraction problem. It's a subtraction problem. And our problem right here is 7 minus 3. Let's use Jin to solve our subtraction problem. 7减3等于4. And what is our answer? Our answer is right here. Our answer is 4. Let's move along to our multiplication, our Chun character. Again, I just absolutely love this character. If there ever was a Chinese character that I love, it would be this one. As I said, I love all of them. But let's look at the stroke order for the Chun character. First, we're going to go like this. It's 1, 2, 3, to the left side, 4, from out to in, 5, 6. Now let's do the right side. 7, 8, go up, 9, 10. All right? So there we have it. Our 10 characters, or 10 strokes. Now I'm going to give you a multiplication problem, and the problem is 8 times 2. Please don't look at the answer. And let's use Chun to solve a problem. 把乘2等于16. Is that the answer? 16? I think so. The answer is right here. 16. Now let's look at our next of how to divide in Chinese. It's actually how to divide internationally, but I'm just making a little bit more Chinese. Now in this character, the Chui, we're going to look at this character first on our left side, because that's the way we start working our characters, right? We would start on the left side, and then we move over here to the right side. So let's start on the right side. Now let's look at this character, because we're going to go from left to right. Keep your stroke down, your pin down, and then loop around. Oops, my telestrator slipped, but it's basically looks like the number 3. Then we're gonna establish the pole position, which is up and down. Let's do the roof from center to left. The second part of the roof from center to right. And let's do our center strokes. 1, 2, and then our center, the actual center from top to bottom, slightly to the left. Now let's do the left side, down, and the right side, from left to right, down. Let's go to the E character. We're going to go down and up. We're going to go to the center, down, and we're going to go from way over here to the top, all the way down and slightly to the left. Then we'll finish with our finishing stroke, where it's Chui, divide. Let's look at a division problem, and our division problem is 9 divided by 3. And let's use Chui to solve a problem. 9除以3等于3. So that means that our answer is what? 这个3. Our answer is 3. I want to give you some Rocky lecture notes. This lesson was an introduction to some basic Chinese math characters. And I also want to remind you that you can use, yes, that's right, you can actually use Roman numerals and Western math symbols when you're doing your actual writing. I'm giving you the formal way to write because, I'm a formal type of guy, but I want you to learn the formal way first before you start using the quicker, faster way of writing down Roman numerals and Western math symbols. So, as an example, you can write down a friend's phone number using Roman numerals. So, if your friend asks you for your phone number, or you write down somebody's phone number, you could write it down, and it's okay. You can actually write 210-555-1234, and it's okay for you to use those Roman numerals. You don't have to use the Chinese writing all the time, especially when you're out in the streets and you're talking to friends. I'm showing you more the formal way to write, okay? Because it's always best that you learn the formal way, and then you can use the informal way. So it is okay to write a number down like that using Roman numerals. Even my Chinese friends use Roman numerals. They have discovered that actually writing Roman numerals down and Western math symbols is much easier. And I always encourage you to learn the formal way, but then you can shortcut and use the easier, faster way of the Western style. Thank you once again for joining me. I want to really extend an invitation for you to continue using your apps and your software and your online courses. And also, above all, listen to your Chinese teachers. They're trying their best to help you learn a very complicated, ancient, and in my opinion, a very, very beautiful language. So continue to listen to them. As always, I want to thank you once again for joining me. Until then, Zaijian!
Join us next time for another exciting episode of Learn Chinese with Rocky.